Yes, sir. Fellas, if the first thought that came to your mind was, damn, she bad. She a baddie. Don't be mad. That's usually the problem that majority of men are dealing with in today's era. We're living in lust. We see the beautiful character on the outside, but don't know it's dark on the inside. Don't know they're shitty. They're a terrible person on the inside. Then you want to grow bitter. You want to be mad at women. Meanwhile, you should have had better judgment. You shouldn't have been thinking with the little head. You should have been using your knowledge. A lot of these modern day women are users and abusers. They get high off of attention because they have nothing else going on for themselves besides their looks. Why do we always see the negative images of women and shit like that? Why don't we see more videos of positive females that are trying to build their houses, that are doing shit for the community? All we see is negative attention, negative drama. Why? Because so many people feed off that shit that is sad. So many people have to get their life together and just be more productive in this lifestyle. And then a lot of men want to grow bitter and grow mad at women. Why? Because you gave them more credit than they give themselves. If Eve was the first woman on earth and she deceived Adam, how could you expect any less from these modern day women who worship themselves, who are burning down houses left and right, self-sabotagers? Just pray for discernment, better judgment. I jumped into the scriptures and it just felt like I was directed to this one real quick. Proverbs 14, verse 1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Period, point blank. That says it right there. A foolish woman will plucketh away the house, bro. What does that mean, bro? We're men. We're not perfect. We all have flaws. But with that said, any woman could use any one of those flaws to tear down the house for her own desires. So let's check out why women cheat. Obviously for selfish reasons. If you know you're a cheater, why are you jumping into relationships? Scared of being lonely, but you will eventually just be lonely for the rest of your life when you realize that your looks are going to run out. And then that gravity has something to do with those tig old bitties sagging. Then what are you going to be left with? But champagne and wine glasses and weed blunts and drinking Henny out the bottle, man.
Shout out to all my cheaters.
Oh, no. So basically, we just want to talk about the difference between a man cheating as opposed to
A woman cheating.
Exactly.
The double standard.
Right, because a lot of y'all men get in y'all feelings when a woman cheat because y'all say it's more emotional than the physical. Because y'all men feel like,
But I
it's a
feel
physical
like
thing.
Men are emotional cheaters
Too.
Negative. Men aren't emotional cheaters. Men were designed to sleep with more than one woman. Women aren't designed like that. Women have the soil. Your soil will be defiled. You're not built that way, woman. You have women that think they're savages out here, and they only become savages because they've been done wrong. They have PTSD from bad relationships, and now they take it out on the rest of men.
Y'all are a sensitive ass men out there. I know some of y'all.
Listen, enough with the macho shit, okay? Some of y'all cheat too because you feel your ego is crushed at home or whatever you have it. Like, y'all paint it out to be like women cheat specifically for emotional reasons, like, oh, he hurt my heart, so let me go cheat, or he doesn't look at me the same, let me go cheat. No, sometimes we just want some new dick too. Okay? Y'all don't want to hear it, but
Nah, shorty, we want to hear it, and that's going to be the problem that a lot of y'all IG models, man, y'all should have been holding y'all tongue. Y'all going to be mad. The internet is undefeated, and a lot of y'all are taking L's left and right. Shorty talking about she want more. Come on, man. I don't even want to repeat it.
Right, because I feel like men's perception of women is that we're this innocent cat.
I think it's because most men view women as the first woman they knew, which is their mother. So most men put their mother on a pedestal. Your mother could be a crackhead. You're putting her on a pedestal. So it's like men think that women are like these like fairy tale creatures, and that we do things based on like the right, like whatever's considered traditional or right. But we're humans, you know, and we get urges too, whether they're sexual, whether they're hormonal. We're owed the same respect as men. It's just that men can't handle that. A man can't handle that you went and got some dick because you just wanted some new dick. A man has to, oh no, you had to be hurt by me.
Nah, a lot of fellas don't realize that the woman is a piece of shit. So that's why they go with the assholes, because the assholes bring them down to that level on the ground with the shoelaces and the soles. Ain't no man out here looking at you like their mother. That's shaming language. Men approach you because men have standards. Men actually have respect. So they view you and they're expecting that same respect back. That's why some get butthurt or disappointed or bitter, because they treated you better than you treat yourself and better than you should have been treated in the first place. So now a lot of women are getting mad because a lot of brothers are turning cold, putting themselves first, but they should be putting the most high first and then go from there. A lot of so-called black men are big time simps because they're chasing ass, like this woman right here going on her IG page, all these likes, hard eyes and all that, feeding her ego when she's talking about she needs more dick. Are you kidding me?
It always has to involve them.
Yeah.
But I feel like, stop. Both sexes cheat for the same reasons. Men, I've seen y'all go cheat, like I said, because you're boo-hooing at home. It's not always about some fresh pussy.
Right, because you know, as a man, they feel like, oh, I'm gonna cheat because some shit. Maybe shit might be good at home, and shit might be bad at home. But I feel like a man cheats because they're just not strong in the flesh. And the Bible says the flesh is weak. I'm not gonna get there.
Shut the fuck up. Don't be talking about the flesh. That's why we don't need to view things in the flesh, because the flesh is not going to last. It's all in spirit. It's all in principalities, morals, and values. These broads are two goofballs. I'm going to let them talk. But they're just talking nonsense, man. I'm telling you, the internet is undefeated, man. Talking about we don't want to. Listen, man, we're designed to sleep with more women. We're designed. We could have 12 kids in a year if we wanted to. Woman, you can only get pregnant once. Y'all want to talk about having multiple dudes, and then y'all want to realize why the Maury show became so popular. All these women talking about why can't women have 3 guys at the same time? If you get pregnant, who's the father?
But I mean, or you just probably wasn't ready to commit. I feel like,
Or you could just be committed too long and you need something new.
right? That could be it. Or somebody's.
I feel like I'm speaking from someone who's.
There's people
I've
like
been
that.
a cheater and I've been cheated on.
I feel like I've been on both sides of the fence, but
She just told you why she is a cheater, because she got cheated on. So now you want to take that down the path of your future and let every man pay for your past. This is the problem these modern day females have. They think they know it all. They see all the negatives. They can't get over their past relationship when at the end of the day, they need therapy. They need help. They don't need the wine. They don't need the weed. You need help. Professional.
I don't think I have a reputation of cheating in my. If I were to pop out there and talk about why I did, it's because it was off some get back.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do it, but it took for me to do it to make him stop doing what he was doing.
Okay.
And it was just at the point where, like, because a man was like, oh yeah, you know, she's gonna come back anyway. She's gonna come back anyway, and she ain't gonna do nothing about it. So I did something about it, and that hurt his heart to the point where it still hurts.
She's scared now. She got,
you know,
shook.
but I'm not like that. So everybody's, you know, it's different. Everyone's characteristics are different.
Yeah.
So that whole like, oh, she, you know, was more emotional. She probably really liked this nigga.
I'm gonna have to say that's an emotional cheat though.
Yeah.
I've cheated in some times where, well, I have a reputation for cheating. Let's just be real.
So basically, she's just a slower. It is what it is. Thought pockets, man. A lot of these women are 9s and 10s in the faces. And it's like, yo, the more beautiful she is, the more crazy she is, the more loose she is in today's era, man. A lot of fellas are going to have to settle down with bras that are just 6s and 7s in the face. Don't worry about what they look like. Worry about what their character is, because women are tearing down houses left and right, and they don't care. It's only for their own desires, their own pursuits, bro. Their pursuit of happiness, but at the end of the day, they will never be happy, bro. And that's why women are so miserable today. Men can cheat and not feel anything about it, yo. Even though cheat, that was a term that was made up in this civilization, because we all know, man, a men can have more than one woman. That's another story for another day. But These women are just broken individuals, and they think that it's not emotional when you spread your legs. If you don't think that it's emotional when you spread your legs, something's wrong with you.
I mean, if we're being
Well,
real.
okay, so if we being real, but why? Is it because are you just not ready to commit?
There's multiple reasons. There's
Or
been
you
times
just-
where I've cheated because I felt like I know this isn't my final stop, so enough of the playing house.
Yeah. You were over it, maybe.
Yeah, there's been
Yeah.
times I've cheated because I was over it. There's been times I've cheated because I've been more attracted to something.
Yeah.
Not saying that it was better for me than what I had at home, but I had to see what that was like. That
Yeah.
type of cheat. Like, it's
Okay.
like,
Well, because
you
you're
never
young.
know.
I
Yeah.
feel like when you commit yourself so young at an age where you're still in your prime. I just want to
Yeah.
say, I just want to throw prime out there because shit, you could be 40 and still in your prime.
fact.
That's a big time negative, man. Show me a girl that's in her 40 and in her prime, and I'm gonna tell you to throw up on yourself, man. I'm gonna tell you, yo, these girls have the ill logic, man, of two goofballs. This girl just said she'll throw away a good thing just to try something. And that's the problem with a lot of these women, man. They don't understand it, yo. You're going to try to run through all these men, run through them left and right, running up all your mileage. Yo, nobody wants a 2003 Honda Accord. Nobody wants that over a 2010 Acura TL. Just letting you know that.
But you know what? I feel like men, it's the same thing sometimes. Like, you feel like you're giving everything to somebody and you know this ain't the final stop. So it's like you can't help but to live your natural life despite somebody else's feelings. And I don't like to hurt anyone's feelings. Like, if I have cheated, it's been very discreet. But then there's been times where I am emotionally cheating and I want you to find out. You're going to find out because you're going to stop playing with me.
Off some get back.
Like,
Yeah,
I
like-
could say
Nah, it's not off a get back. It's mainly self-sabotage. It's mainly because she's tired or she's bored with the relationship. So now she basically wants to do things so you could break it off. She's not, let's quote this, woman enough to say that I don't think this is working. I think we should just call it quits. You know what I'm saying? She wants to complain about little shit that you do. You just walked in the crib from work or whatever, and now she's just bitching. It's just like, God, yo, what the fuck is going on? We gonna figure it out. Nah, these women don't want to work. They don't want to build. They don't want real relationships. They want to spread their legs for every Tom, Dick, and Harry out here in the world. And then they want to think that it's a battle of the sexes. They just taking L's left and right, man.
probably one time I cheated for get back. That was my only emotional cheat. Any other cheat has just been like, I'm not satisfied anymore. And it's not even just the dick, it's everything. You're irritating me. There's things that you're doing that I can't live with.
Right. Then I feel just like that whole, you just didn't want to be content in that situation and you were just like on to the next. It's like,
I wanted to be content. I was no longer content.
do you feel like people cheat because they don't want to be upfront about the situation? Like, hey, I just don't want to deal with you. Or do you cheat because you still want to deal with that person and still eat your,
I've had
your
one
cake
foot,
and get it too?
I've had one foot in, one foot out.
Okay. That's good to know.
But it's like that cake is 3 layers. This cake's only 2.
Oh no, it's not fair.
Not fair. I want the 3-layer cake. Hey, but wait, but not permanently because I'm not a greedy bitch. So I'll take the
I ain't trying to
2-layer
get fat
cake
now.
home. But I got to see. I want it all. I want the 3-layer cake too. However, I don't want to bring the 3-layer. I don't want leftovers. Okay, I like my nice little 2-layer cake at home.
Do you feel like the 2-layer cake could become a 3-layer cake, or it's kind of like nah?
Nah, because everybody knows their threshold, and I feel like a 3-layer cake is. We're talking about cakes now. A 3-layer cake is too much for me. Everybody knows their limits, but it's like all right when you go on vacation, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to live at the resort. Like,
you want to explore.
You say it in your mind, like, oh, I can live here, but then you want to. When you get home, ain't no place like home.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's like, well, I'm going on vacation, but I love my home. It's a happy home.
So okay, now y'all see a little bit of a female's perspective on this.
We don't give a damn about the female's perspective. We already know it. We just want reassurance for the guys that are unaware and don't understand females' nature, that feel like they got to live life mad and bitter with women. And they have to understand how women think and understand the nature. You know what I'm saying? Understand that you got to stop putting them on a pedestal. You got to stop putting that woman first like Jaheim. They're getting more attention than they ever have. Go back to 2007 to when there was only MySpace and Facebook. These women weren't getting this attention. They were more loyal. They were more worried about building relationships. Now, in today's world, it's all about me, me, me. What can you do for me? What have you done for me lately? I want this 2-layer cake and shit. This cake ain't enough. I want my cake and eat it too. I want to be like a man. If you could do it, I could do it better. The list goes on, man.
Because from somebody that, like I'm in a committed relationship.
You're in a marriage.
I'm in a marriage, yes. And I mean, like, now that I'm grown, I wouldn't hop out there and do the cheating. I will literally just tell them straight up, like, hey, this ain't gonna work, because y'all seen the news.
I mean, now if I got married,
people chopping off fingers, toes.
If I got married, hold on. If I got people die over shit like that.
Yeah. So are we talking about cheating in a marriage or cheating in a
okay? So in a marriage, I would never do that. I feel like that is breaking my vows that I made to God. So it's bigger than just.
These broads talk about God and don't understand a damn thing about God, yo. I tell you. What we have to understand is, in this civilization, they made marriage about a piece of paper. But to keep it funky with you, when you're laying down with another individual, that's basically considered marriage. You don't need no damn piece of paper. So they're talking about this, that, and the third, but you're jumping from relationship to relationship, left and right. You're tearing the house down left and right. You're playing with dudes' emotions. Period, point blank. A lot of fellas put more energy into relationships than females. They just want to have a female around for a piece of mind, a piece of ass, and a piece of steak. But majority of these females can't cook. They call in DoorDash and Uber Eats. So that's already another strike.
It's also me involved too. I'm not going to cheat myself. Like, if I married you, then I obviously thought that you were the person that I could commit to in full. But if I'm just dating you,
that's why there's levels to this cheating.
There is. There's levels to cheating. There's levels to everything. There's levels to cheating. There's levels to dating. There's levels to marriage.
So cheating in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, do you take that seriously, or do you take it more serious in a marriage? You see what I mean?
It depends on who's doing the cheating.
Like Jay, so I never cheated being married. But that whole situation with Jay happened while we were together because of his infidelity.
But were you married?
No,
so
no.
Then it
right. But did I stay?
Count?
Yeah. So we could talk about that. Would you stay in a cheating relationship?
Oh, sorry, my allergies. Ooh, I'm trying to record without being like,
no. Go ahead.
I feel like once you get married, if it's worth it, after that you have to kind of, I'm not going to say erase the past, but you kind of have to leave the past in the past, because getting married is a new beginning. So if you made it that far and you said, all right, I still want to do this, and he said, I still want to do this, then y'all knew what it was.
Right.
Some people don't have that conversation, or some people don't know how to leave stuff in the past, and they commit to somebody because they are looking for them to change.
Right.
You don't get married to someone because you're looking for them to change for you. You get married to someone when you can accept them for who they are already. Now, if you guys get better, then hey,
kudos to the situation.
To you. But you don't marry someone. That's like having a baby with a man to keep him. A baby ain't keeping a man.
No.
So why do that?
If anyway, it'll make him run away even more. Like, unless you are the one to his eyes.
But I feel like you don't need a baby to prove that.
Right, exactly. Right.
Like, you don't need a baby to prove that. That's why even when we were on live just now on Instagram, and Jeremy was saying, oh, I want 2 baby mothers, and woo. It's like, okay, but you don't want a wife?
That's a whole can of worms I don't want to open.
Because it's like, at that point,
he's a wild one.
But when men do that, I'm like, okay, you're selling yourself short too, because you're saying that you're not enough for one woman. That's what you're really saying.
I should have asked him, would he have been all right if one of his baby mamas
had another baby father?
Exactly. And you okay? It'll be like a whole throuple, or whatever you call them joints, quadruple.
A Brady Bunch.
Exactly. Like,
yo, fellas, there's just a simple misunderstanding that this world, this nation was built on polygyny. It was built on men having more than one wife, having kids with more than one wife, especially when a woman cannot bear a child. That's when a midwife came in. But in today's world, so many sisters view each other as competition, especially when you have so many brothers dating out. So now it's just going to be a bunch of miserable single baby mothers talking about a man can't be man enough for one woman when it wasn't designed that way. That's why we have to understand of nations being built. We have to understand of strong family structures. Of course, it's going to be more than one headache when you have more than one woman. It's not meant for everybody in this world. But we have to understand that men and women are not the same.
But like, I just think that people have to be real with themselves. Like, I know me personally, I'm not a woman that wants to be shared amongst men because I feel like I'm enough for one man. He ain't gonna wanna step off once he gets me because I'm that.
Yeah.
So it's like, to even have these hopes of having multiple men, multiple women, it's like, well, that's a self-esteem issue because you don't think you're enough for one person. If you already think that you need two people, then you know you're not satisfying one.
That's what you.
Negative. This woman, man, she be trying. Yo, you ever have a conversation with these females in today's era? They just have a little conversation. They drop like 3 lines, and then they think they drop something heavy on you. Yo, man, I be shutting that shit down in the quickness because you didn't drop nothing heavy, man. Just because you think that shit sounded good to your ears, that shit did not sound good to mine, man. We just have to understand, man, the simple basics and fundamentals of building a nation. Women are strong, yo, but they use their strength in the wrong areas. They use it in negative areas. They use it in ignorant activities, man. And it just blows their head up that they don't understand that they are in their own way.
A premeditated cheater in the works.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Now
I know polygamy and all that in nature, I get that, but it's like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm a winner. So whenever I win something, I have to conquer. I can't be anywhere where I'm not conquering. If I can't conquer you, then we just cool.
You know what they say on the IG, or you know, some little scripts. Rule number 1 is to never be number 2.
I'm the 1 and the 2. Okay? And the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6. Hey, nah.
Right.
But I just think that, like, people got to be more real with themselves. And this generation is so tainted because people have glorified polygamy from people, but they're glorifying polygamy because they know that they're not enough. Exactly. It's like Fox and the Grapes.
Yeah.
It's not better on the, it's not like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, men can act like, oh yeah, I got this many. No, it sucks at home, doesn't it? You're not happy. No. Because if you were happy, you wouldn't need all that.
Right.
It says a lot about you.
Right. Then
that's because you're dealing with low-level dudes. Low-level dudes that think in the wrong ways. They're not thinking about economics. They're not thinking about building a nation. They're not thinking about family business and shit like that. They're only thinking about the appearance on the outside. Oh, I got this and I got that. But what else do you have? What are you building? You're talking about self-esteem. We're rolling eyes at polygamy. We have to understand nature, man. We don't see female lions rolling with 4 male lions, bro. We do not see that in life. We have to understand what we see in nature, and that's natural, period, point blank. Like I said, we can have more than 1 kid in a year, but a woman can only have 1. If anybody could answer that question or give me a fundamental response to why that is, to defend these goofballs right here. Matter of fact, just this one goofball on the left, because the one on the right, she's married. But this is a big reason why a lot of individuals that are married shouldn't be hanging out with single people like this, man. You're going to end up being a single mom. You're going to end up going on these girls' trips and shit like that to all these goofy-ass extravaganzas and shit to when you should just be laid up with your man, yo. Not every man is trying to have more than 1 woman unless he has a plan, man. But these women are too egotistical to even hear you out, but it is what it is.
Want to keep cheating as a man or a woman, I just say you're single.
Now, if you have a situation where, like my situation, where it's like, all right, I met the love of my life when I was really young. We had a baby. Outside life forces pulled us apart, but I was willing to marry him. Like, he asked me to marry him. It wasn't like he was my baby daddy and it was just that. Yeah. Like, no, we were engaged, soulmates. Yeah. So it's like, that's different. If something like that doesn't work out and then you do meet a man that you decide to marry and have a kid with, that's a little bit different. But like, if I just said, okay, well, I'm his baby mama, let me go be somebody else's baby mama too, then I have no self-respect. Because it's like, all right, so you're just out here having kids. Like, what is your end goal?
Broad, you already have no self-respect. You just said that you like experimenting new rides, man. What does that say about your self-respect? A lot of these women out here already had a husband in their life and they turned it down for more experiences. You're talking about soulmates. You went through 9 months of labor. You brought a child into this world and you didn't marry the baby father. So you're just cool with being a baby mama, jumping around from new ride to new ride. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
And it's
I
the same
agree.
thing for men. Like, you
Right.
have one baby mother, then you go have another one. Then you go have
That's doing the most.
what are you doing? Like, you are not good with yourself if you feel like you have to do that.
Are you building an army? Because ain't nobody want to be a part of that team.
Okay.
Yo, you ever had a conversation with these goofballs? They ask you a question and they answer it in the same dumbass question. Just like I said, are you building an army? Some people are. Some people are actually trying to. Because if you haven't noticed, a lot of brothers are getting killed left and right. A lot of brothers are becoming homosexuals. A lot of brothers just don't want to deal with women. A lot of brothers are dying alone, man. Yo, we gotta understand this shit. A lot of brothers are getting incarcerated also. So the numbers aren't in your favor. A lot of people are gonna have to recognize that. And when shit hits the fan, y'all are gonna be lucky enough to even be a third or a fourth wife to one man, man. Facts.
So on that note, stay committed if you in a relationship or
Don't
just
cheat.
bounce. Just bounce. All right, and be like, I'm done with you, girl.
All right, man, it's enough of that, man. Like I said, the internet is undefeated, man. And this chick on the left, she's gonna be swallowing her words. And what they say, you gonna be eating crow and shit like that. Yo, that's the reason why they had condoms out here, so everybody could become whores. Do you think they would create condoms if everybody was living honorable? Would we need condoms? If everybody was trying to be fruitful and multiply, try to build nations, do you understand the armies that we would have? Do you understand the economic growth that we could actually have? But they're so shallow, they looking at a man with more than one baby mother as a bad character. And it just shows that they have bad characteristics themselves. A man with more than one baby mother isn't a terrible individual, man. A man that has a kid and doesn't take care of his kids, that's another story. But a lot of brothers out here are trying to build, but these women are not the one that you want to build with. I'm talking about the one on the left. The one on the right, she's a little tainted because she's just doing this shit with this girl just for clicks and views, man. IG models, man, are the worst, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. But like I said, a foolish woman will break her house down, man. She's only thinking about herself first. A lot of fellas gotta understand females, man. Let me know what y'all think. Holla.